Basketball is a sport that primarily uses anaerobic glycolysis and ATP PCR as the metabolic systems to burn carbohydrates quickly. These are used to fuel explosive movements such as sprinting and jumping. However, players that last the entire game must also be aerobically fit, which would cause them to use aerobic glycolysis to burn carbohydrates and fat as the primary sources of fuel to keep them going. During a rebound, a player sprints towards the hoop to get into position, eccentrically contracting his quadriceps while concentrically contracting his hamstrings to load his muscles for the jump he is about to perform. He then concentrically contracts his quadriceps while eccentrically contracting his hamstrings to jump into the air. His arm must reach out to grab the ball. In order to do this, he must concentrically contract his anterior deltoids to bring his arms up and concentrically contract his triceps to extend his arms and grab the ball. Throughout the game, cardiac output increases as a result in an increase in heart rate and in stroke volume. Venous return and ventilation rate also increase due to the greater demand for circulating blood and oxygen. A strength and conditioning program to train players would incorporate plyometric and strength exercises such as box jumps and hang power cleans to maximize performance while also focusing on cardio to increase aerobic capacity. Hockey players are usually on the ice 30 seconds at a time, but during a power play they're on the ice for longer. The main system used here is anaerobic glycolysis and ATP PCR during a shift of high intensity and short duration. During a wrist shot, a player must generate force by adducting his shoulder, as he uses his latissimus dorsi and his pectoralis major to begin the motion of shooting the puck. He must also use these muscles as well as his anterior deltoid to rotate his shoulder and snap the puck off his stick. Throughout the game, cardiac output increases as a result in an increase in heart rate and in stroke volume. Venous return and ventilation rate also increase due to the greater demand for circulating blood and oxygen. For training, you should incorporate full body strengthening exercises such as squats and bench press, as well as plyometrics and cardio exercises. Penalty kicks are short explosive movements that require the use of the ATP-PCR metabolic system. The body requires only a small amount of energy for a short amount of time. As the player approaches the ball to kick it, he contracts his hamstrings to flex his knee as well as his gluteus maximus to extend his hip. He then contracts his quadriceps to extend his knee and flex his hip. The ankle reverts and he kicks the ball. The goalkeeper saves the shot by extending his elbow and contracting his tricep. He also flexes and abducts his shoulder by contracting his deltoids and supraspinatus. During penalty kicks alone, the sympathetic nervous system increases heart rate due to the adrenaline rush. In training, you would focus on increasing performance for a full game of soccer. Since the game uses both anaerobic and aerobic glycolysis, you can use exercises that incorporate primarily lower body strength training as well as cardio and agility exercises.